The Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Reaper Apparel Company. Reaper Apparel offers a casual line of superb fit, finish, and comfort. We design for those who refuse to die slowly and choose to live untamed. For those who aren't afraid to face the dark, for the ones that thrive in it, and for those who can appreciate life through a grim lens. That's Reaper Apparel Company. Go to the link in the description of this episode, use the promo code Mike Bono, and get 10% off. Also, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by my own personal merch store, the Stupid Should Hurt merch store. I have hats, I have t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, water bottles, notebooks, you name it, I've got it. The description and the link for that will be in the description of this episode. Also, right now, if you use the promo code WELCOME, I will give you 5% off of your first purchase. That's the Stupid Should Hurt merch store. Also, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Tactical Brotherhood, all American-made apparel, which helps support the Second Amendment. You can also find all this in the description of this episode with the link, Tactical Brotherhood. Part of every proceed does go to helping veterans, as it is a very good cause. All American-made products made right here in Minnesota. Go and check them out. Use the promo code PATRIOT15 to get 15% off your purchase. Now, let's start the show. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Ride Home Rants podcast. This is, as always, your host, Mike Bono. I got one of my favorite episodes of the year coming up. This is the second year that we are doing this, and it is my Italian Roundtable episode coming out for this Columbus Day. I have a bunch of my favorite paisans together for us. I'm going to let them go ahead and introduce themselves. We're going to start here. He's been on before. I believe he was the Thanksgiving episode a couple years ago. My good buddy, a podcaster from, I don't know, actually, I think you're Morgantown right now. Carlo, tell everybody who you are, where you're from.
I'm Carlo Guadagnino. I'm from Plumboro, Pennsylvania. I live in Morgantown, and yeah, I'm 85% Italian, 90% Italian, somewhere in there. I don't know.
We'll just say you're full-blooded. I mean, that's close enough, right?
I'm up there.
All right, next. We actually went to college together, and I'll let her introduce herself. Andrea.
Hi, I'm Andrea Precurato. Sadly, like 50% Italian. My dad's 100%. My mom wasn't Italian at all, but I do have Italy tattooed on me, so I think that bumps me up there a little bit.
We're going to give you like 10 more % just for that.
Right.
Like we'll give you that one. And
I'm from Youngstown, Ohio, so big Italian place as well.
Absolutely love Youngstown. Done a ton of shows in Youngstown and looking to get back. They haven't had me there in a while, so. Anyways, next, you've seen him on a couple times. We've highlighted his big Italian festival in Lowville. Zach, and please pronounce your last name, Zach, because I'm not going to butcher it this time.
Yeah, I'm Zach Harklerode. Not an Italian last name, but I am right around that 50% mark as well. The other part of me is mixed with Irish and a bunch of other stuff. But being from Lowville, Ohio, I think just living here gets me in that extra 50%. So we'll pretend I'm 100, but I just don't have the vowel at the end of the last name that makes sense.
Absolutely. We're not going to fault you for that. You know, it's fine. It happens. But yeah, you definitely get bumped up being in Lowville and running the Italian festival. And last but not least, she was actually on last year's Roundtable. We're bringing her back mainly to help me try to keep this group of paisans together. Brittany.
Hey, I'm Brittany Giomuso. I am from the east side of Cleveland, currently homeless, sold a house living with my parents. If you know anything on the east side, hit me up. I am full-blooded Italian as far as I'm willing to admit. Half Sicilian. We've heard that there's a little bit on my on one side of the family that could be French. I deny it. So it's so minuscule it doesn't even count. So I'm Italian.
Absolutely. So this is going to be your panel of guests for this roundtable. And Brittany, I get it, with there's other parts of me. I'm not full-blooded, but, my dad's full, my mom's half. So it's like, why do we even need to worry about that Slovak part that she keeps
Doesn't
talking
matter.
about?
Doesn't even
It's
matter.
not even a thing. No, that's not even close. No. But yeah, this is going to be it. So I got a couple questions I want to get through. All things Italian for this show. So that being said, Carlo, we're going to start with you since you are the newest one here for the show and being on. So Carlo, what's your favorite Italian food?
I'm pretty simple. I'm a pasta visual guy. My gram has a very simple recipe for which it's not a very complicated thing, but it's just that's kind of where I sit with it. And then obviously pasta's on Sunday, but I figure that's just a given.
Right. Yeah. That's a given. Andrea, let's go over to you. What's your favorite Italian food?
Sorry, did you say Andrea?
Yeah, I did.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. Okay, so I'm probably going to bring up a topic here because I've heard Italians say it both ways and argue about it too. But I'm going to get specific. I like pasta, but I like gnocchi. Okay. And I've heard some say gnocchi, some say gnocchi, and so that's a big controversial thing. But that's my favorite Italian food.
Okay, we'll go to Brittany because I see her shaking her head, and I know she's going to talk about that pronunciation. So, Brittany, what do you got?
I'll. Hey, if you've heard it both ways, I'll let you have it both ways. I've only heard gnocchi, but that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a simple. I like peasant Italian food, beans and greens, just something simple. So much so that's pretty much what my kids eat. They eat peasant Italian food, and it's great.
All right, Zach, round us off here.
I'm pretty straightforward. Anything that ends in parm, I'm in. Veal, chicken, eggplant, you name. If it ends in parm, I'm about it.
He's on that parm life right now.
That's the stuff when you go to Italy, they're like, "What is this?
Right.
That's not a thing."
That's fake Italian food.
Oh, you're not, you and Noah from here? No, that's that.
Yeah, right. You know from here.
So I'm going to start with my resident 2 club guest for this one here because I'm interested to see. And Zach, since you ended us here, we'll start with you. What is your favorite Italian festival you've been to over the years? And you cannot say Lowville.
Can't say Lowville. I mean, that's my go-to answer. But I probably second in line has got to be Briar Hill. I think they do it up right there. You got to get the wine with the peaches. You got to get the sandwich. We play a lot of more up there. It's a really good one. I will say Mount Carmel of Youngstown puts on a really, really nice festival, Italian Fest as well. It's not quite as big, but still very traditional. And so you can't really go wrong. But if I can't go to mine, I'm probably going to Briar Hill.
All right. Brittany, what about you? You
guys are going to kill me. Yeah. I can't do them. It's too people-y for me.
Too people.
But if anything, it's the feast. It's the feast in Little Italy, Cleveland. The most you'll get me. I mean, when I was in my younger days, I'd go down there. That's fine. But right now, it's too people-y for me. So I go down. I volunteer at the church. I sell. I do last year I did the Big Six gambling. This year I did the tickets that you pull lotto. I don't even make it on the main street. I can't handle that. It's too hot. I can't deal. But it's always the feast. The feast is number one. That's where it's at.
Spoken like a true Italian. Too people-y. It's too people-y. I don't do people. No.
I go home. If I want good food, I'm going to eat it at home. I'm not going to go somewhere else and eat it. Yeah. They're cooking for too many people.
Absolutely. Andrea, what about you?
So actually, the feast. So even though I'm from Youngstown, we have a lot of Italian festivals. My neighbors used to live in Little Italy. So they brought me up there my first time I was 7 and love it. When I'm in Cleveland, I'll still go to Little Italy to eat. So,
okay.
Monte Santos, perfect.
All right. Carlo, round us out here.
Idlewild Italian Day. It's the only time that you get to see all the old Italians come out and play their music and do all the things that they're supposed to do, and it's not mixed with the Irish and the Polish, etc.
Yeah, I gotta say for me, it's weird, but it's the Wheeling Italian Festival in downtown Wheeling, West Virginia. Like, little known, not a lot of people know about it. It's not as people-y, Brittany. You might like it. I mean,
Okay.
so it's not bad, but right there on the river, and yeah, it's a great festival to go to, and I look forward to it every year. I haven't been in a couple of years since I moved away from West Virginia, so gonna have to get back there, and definitely to Lowville, Zach. I keep telling you that every year, but I will make it next year.
I've heard that's where it's at.
So I will make it next year. I'm already marking it on my calendar as we speak for next year. So
I'll have a parking spot reserved for you.
that's what I like to hear. All right, Carlo, I want to start with you because I feel like you're going to be very opinionated on this one. Which is the best Godfather movie, the first, second, or third?
It's the first one for me, just because the third one shouldn't even be it shouldn't even be a trilogy. Just start there. The second one bounces back and forth too much for me, and I enjoy the whole aspect of Brando and Pacino together.
Okay. All right. Andrea, what about you?
Okay, I do not sit down and watch TV or movies, so it's not an excuse, but I haven't seen them. And they're on the list, but I haven't seen them.
All right, you just lost a couple of
You should see their
Italian
faces.
Points. You just lost a couple of Italian
girl,
points.
I'm with you. I can make it through the first one, and that's it. I'm done after that.
Yeah.
That's too much.
I feel like I have to watch it because of the heritage, and like I've seen parts of it when it's been on TV, but I just don't sit down and watch TV. So, Carlo, now that I'm saying this, I feel like you were like, wow, I wish I knew that in college, because you would have maybe sit down and watched them. I know you would.
No, I wouldn't have made you watch the third one. It's 4.5 hours of something we could have done in 10 minutes, and it in and out. But the first two, you definitely need to get to see.
I will do that.
All right, well,
I don't think Francis Ford Coppola's daughter should have been Michael's daughter. Let's put that out there too.
We can have a whole show just on this right here. But, Zach, let's get your take since Brittany kind of already told us it's the first one for her.
I feel like I'm going to get myself in trouble here too. I've actually only ever seen the first one, and it's been within the last probably 7 years, pretty recently. So I keep being told I have to see the second one. I will say that the consensus from most of the folks that I hang around with, the second one's their favorite. So they're on me about making sure I see it. They also say that I don't need to waste my time with the third one, so that makes me feel better.
You really don't. Like Carlos said, it's 4.5 hours of nonsense that basically in 10 minutes you understand. Yeah, you get the whole thing.
Could have been an after school special, half hour in and out with a couple commercial breaks, and we'd have been good.
You're really selling it now. I can't wait to watch that.
I'm gonna go pop it in right after the show, and
Well, that's the problem. When someone says something's so bad, I almost want to watch it just as much as if they say it was so good.
Yeah,
fair.
That's fair. All right, Zach, let's stay with you, and I really want to hear the answer to this question. Do you claim the cast of the Jersey Shore as real Italian people? Zach, go.
I mean, I think you have to. I've never thought about that, though. I feel like I'm on the spot. I think Vinny, for sure. I think Vinny's a good Italian boy. The rest of them, not so much. But we can claim Vinny, and we'll leave the situation at the Short House.
I'm just picking and choosing. I like it. Brittany, you look like a Jersey Shore fan.
It was the best show. That was a shit show. Yes, they are, but do we have to claim Jersey as Italian at all? It's just, it's so obnoxious.
100%.
But it is. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, they got their things. Gravy. Come on now. They say they are, and I can't deny them. But they're an embarrassment. But they are.
Yeah, I don't deny that they're Italian. It's just I don't know if I accept them. I don't claim them at all.
No, I mean that's the side of the family that's over there. They
can sit at that table over there.
Yeah, they can sit over there.
That side gets put with the kids table at the You go sit with the kids and you shut your mouth.
I don't know how bad. Good fist pump though. That was my jam. that show was just sheer entertainment.
I get it. Andrea, what about you?
I agree. I think Vinny made the show as authentic of as Italian as it could be. Like when they would bring his family in, do the Sunday dinners, things like that. Authentic. I have never seen anybody on my dad's side of the family tan. Like GTL, the only part in there that's accurate is laundry, and that's for the women. No offense. Like on my dad's side, like the women did laundry, the men did not. So yeah, no. Are they Italian? Yeah, I'm sure they are, but not the authentic that I would like to see.
No, they're Italian American. That's straight up.
Yeah, 100%. Carlo,
they can sit over there. They can come they can be at the family function, but they don't. I don't really want to. We don't need to have them at the same side of the building. They sit on that side. Maybe we'll come over and say hello after a couple drinks.
Yeah, you can loosen up for them,
Yeah.
I knew when Fiddy wrote that question, because he wrote that question, that was going to be probably my favorite question to ask. I almost moved it to the end just because I knew it was going to go off the rails, and they get worse. I'm going to let you guys know because Fiddy wrote majority of these questions for this show. So
the veteran can expect it.
So they're all Italian. I will tell you that it's all Italian based, like this show is, but it's random Fiddy questions, like throwing Jersey Shore in there after we just talked about The Godfather. Like, you know what I mean?
Two different spectrums.
So now that we got that out of the way, Carlo, who's your favorite non-family member Italian person?
Can you not play the fifth?
You got no other paisans that you like that aren't family?
I got two people here that I consider some of my favorite Italians. I don't like people, so it's hard for me to say that, like, I like that person because just because you're Italian doesn't mean that I'm necessarily going to hit it off with you. But there are two Italians that I know from Bethany that three, I guess. We could include Fiddy in there somewhere. He might have to sit at the table with Jersey Shore, but that's my answer. I like you two. The two people that are here, I'm going to go with them as my two favorite Italians. Because, like I said, I don't like people.
I don't either, but I get it, Carlo. I appreciate it. I'm just about to make a career talking about how much I hate people on stage to a room full of people. You know what I think? That's...
I would listen to that for hours.
I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. Andrea, what about you?
That's a hard one. I feel like I don't really have one. Like, there's some priests in our area that I would say would be my favorite, but I don't know. Michelangelo, that's what I'm going to go with. Famous Italian artist.
Okay, I can get on board with that. Brittany, you look annoyed with this question, and I can't wait to hear your answer.
No,
It's just the...
No, I'm thinking. I don't have names. Go ahead, keep going.
You're up.
Oh, I'm up. Okay. Listen, I have a whole Italian club, 500 and some odd people. They are my favorites. I'm going to suck up right now. They are my favorite. They're not all Italian, but if they're not Italian, they want to be there. They appreciate it. They want to bocce with us. They want to be part of our events. They want to do the wine tastings. I love all of them. Some of these, the OGs, man, they are off the boat. I've learned to understand them.
Oh, yeah.
They're not family. They brought me in as family. I love them all. So those are my people. Oh. I got a couple hundred of them.
Okay. It's all right. Zach, what about you?
Yeah, I guess I should probably say my membership as well. But specifically, I guess we can go way back to Pietro Perone, who in 1895 was the first president of the club. So I won't play favorites. We'll go with the guy who started it all down here.
Oh, you can't be mad at that for sure. I'm kind of with Carlo though. Like, I don't like people, in general, though. Like
Not enough to answer that question.
No. my favorite paisans are right here. We're talking right now, so we'll go with that for me. I'll answer that one. And we kind of talked about this one, and this one's going to go off the rails. I know it is, but Zach, what's your favorite kind of sauce? And it is sauce for those of you out there. It's not gravy; it's sauce. What's your favorite kind of sauce?
It is sauce. If we're gonna get pretty specific here, it's got to be. I mean, it's obviously the red sauce. It's got to be Gianna's Catering in Lowville. My mother worked there for forever with Brian Yema, who's fantastic, and I think. For me, it's tough between them. And I'll tell you what, Melvin from Bogies from around the area, he's got one of the best red sauces that I've had. But I still got to go with Gianna's for me.
All right. Brittany.
Homemade with the neck bones, good meat sauce. Even just like a simple red, like just a fresh tomatoes.
Okay.
It's got to be homemade, though.
Yeah.
Other people making me sauces, I'm a little dicey on.
Yeah, it's funny.
Unless I know that that's a tried and true, I don't trust it. Some are too sweet, some are too saucy. Is that a thing?
Yeah, that is
too watery.
That is a thing. Too saucy.
Too thick. I don't know. It's too something. It's got too much of this, too much of that, too much of. There's a place by me that does too much oregano.
Yeah, as
a good homemade sauce.
As somebody who married somebody who's not Italian at all, like every Sunday when we were having Sunday sauce, she's always like, "All right, I need my Dago in here to make sure the sauce is fine." I was like, "I don't know why you don't just let me do the sauce." Like, just let me handle it.
She's gotta learn. She's gotta learn.
I just heard her from downstairs go, "What?" Love you, honey. What? Nothing. Andrea, go ahead.
So, my favorite would be vodka sauce, but I can't make it well, so I eat red sauce more. But when I get vodka and it's a good vodka, I'm excited.
Okay. Carlo.
Oh, I'm a stereotype. I'm going to agree with Brittany. It's got to be homemade. It's got to be for me, it's got to be my Grams. But... Yeah. If I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, she cooks it all day long. So,
yeah, that's tough. And I know they don't listen to the show, but my parents and my grandparents, like, I've been begging for that recipe for years, and they're still
they won't come off it.
No,
because there's no recipe. Good sauce doesn't have a recipe.
It's not a recipe. It's just
you just do it.
Yeah. I just need to know what she does then. Just tell me. I'll write it down. I don't care. But I've been asking for years. On her deathbed, she'll probably be like, just whisper it like with the last breath, and that's all I'm going to get. And it's like, no, I can't write that fast.
And a pinch of...
Yep. There's always going to be, and that last little bit of, son of a bitch.
Sorry.
Then you can't figure out which one's more tragic. Yeah. That's really messed up, but I work for hospice, so.
Oh. This show always goes off the rails. All right, Carlo. Coffee, espresso, or cappuccino? What's your go-to?
Time out. What'd you say?
Coffee?
What did you call it? Yeah.
Espresso or cappuccino?
No, get rid of that X. Espresso. Come on now.
You know what? It's been a long day. I'm like 7 Millers deep right now. Like, let's not act like I'm...
I can't let you ask that question.
You asked the question then, Brittany. Go ahead. Ask the fucking question.
Keep going.
Coffee. It's coffee for me, and I'm gonna get Bono coffee here now. That's my new thing. So
yeah. Everybody needs to get some Bono's Brew, the newest sponsor and the newest brand to the Mike Bono comedy brand, Bono's Brew Coffee. Got to get you some. That's my answer. Andrea, go ahead. Coffee, right. Espresso or cappuccino?
I like espresso, but like in my coffee. My dad's side of the family, we eat, do our thing. They come out with the little cups of straight espresso. Not like that. It's got to be espresso in the coffee.
All right. Brittany, I'm not even asking you the question. Just answer the question.
All of it. Any way you give me coffee, a coffee bean, I will have it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Zach.
I'm probably going espresso. I don't do a ton of coffee. When I do, I just want a little bit of coffee. So espresso is perfect for me.
Okay. Zach, we're gonna stay with you, and the Godfather question didn't go over that well. I'm sure this one's gonna go over even better. What does the movie Goodfellas? Where does the movie Goodfellas rank on your all-time favorite movie list?
All-time favorite movie list. I mean, it's got to be top 5. I mean, I don't get a chance to watch it too often. I mean, 2.5 hours is a commitment, but when you get guys like Pesci and De Niro, Ray Liotta, I mean, you put those guys all on screen, and if it's not in your top ranks, then I just don't know. I don't really trust your movie taste, regardless of if you're Italian or not. It's a classic.
Absolutely. Brittany, what about you?
There's 2 movies I turn on when I don't know what else to watch. One is Goodfellas, the other one's My Cousin Vinny.
Okay.
So it's in top 5. It just depends on the mood. Sometimes I'm feeling like rom-commy, I'm a girl, so it happens. And other times it's not Godfather.
It's not the Godfather. Andrea, with how the Godfather question, have you even seen Goodfellas yet, or is it on the list of
a list of movies right over here that I'm writing of what I need to see? So that's two now.
All right, I don't know you, but I know you're gonna like Goodfellas. I know this.
Yeah,
I will report back.
Oh, I'm checking in. Don't worry, Andrea.
It's going to be a wellness check for your movie list is what we're going to have to start doing.
Yeah. Carlo.
It's way up there. I don't have a number for it, but it's way up there. When it's on, you watch it.
Yeah.
When it's not on, you find it.
Absolutely. All right, Carlo, what are your thoughts on cannolis?
I have to be in the mood. I'm more of a biscotti guy, but that's just me.
What was that?
I'm more of a biscotti guy. That's me.
Okay.
But I don't mind cannolis. I just have to be in the mood for one.
You're allowed up. The wife is coming in. She doesn't come to the show often, but...
Hi, wife.
Hi.
Hello.
We were talking about sauce and how you always tell me to come and check the sauce when it's pasta night. And as soon as I said that, I heard you go, "What?"
That's because I just figured out for 36 years I've been using tinfoil wrong.
All right. This is getting off the rails, but I got to know this story real quick, guys. We're going to take a pause right now.
Okay. So I have always put the tinfoil on the pan, put it shiny side up, right? If you're putting something on top of it. Okay, yeah, perfect. Something possessed me to look at the directions. Yes, I'm that person that has to look at the directions for tinfoil. You have to put the doll side up. That's the side that you cook on.
Dumbass.
I didn't know that either. Bonus question. Anybody know that fucking question? Did anybody hear it?
You are something.
And the shiny side reflects the heat. That's when you're making something, when you want to keep it warm, put the shiny side down.
Right. I didn't
know you
that.
weren't supposed to cook on the...
God, can your voice go any more high pitched?
I bet my foot can go high up.
We're getting a culinary lesson. We're getting tinfoil lesson.
We're all about learning here at the Ride Home Rants podcast, Carlo.
That's
if you didn't know that,
honestly what I was reacting about. If you must know, I'm not proud of it.
It was literally the second after I was talking about you having me come and taste the sauce to make sure it's all right, because I made the joke that, you should just let me cook the sauce, let the Dago cook the sauce.
What are their thoughts on breaking the pasta?
Okay, bonus question for all my pies. Oh, you're getting a bunch of dirty looks, though. And please help me win this war for the past 8 years that I've been having with her. Do you break the pasta before you put it in the bowl?
Fuck no.
Collectively answer this as a whole.
No.
Fuck
No.
Jail.
No.
Immediately.
It doesn't
Straight to
cook
jail.
evenly.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Most
does.
certainly
You
does.
fucking
You know
break
what?
it. Mother.
Fine, you cook the pasta, I'll cook my potatoes. Don't fuck with how I cook mine. I won't fuck with how you
I
cook
don't
yours.
fuck with how you cook your potatoes.
Don't look at me like
Why
that.
are you in
We're back
here?
to our regularly
Because-
scheduled questionnaire with my paisans after the
Because I don't want to be involved.
the lesson
I hate
of this. Welcome to the Bono house, where we're crazy here and we're very loud, and I don't know how my neighbors haven't called the cops on us yet.
How'd that
But anyways, Carlo, you're a biscotti guy.
Yeah.
Over cannoli.
Love you, Dad.
Andrea, love you, son. Andrea,
I just had the best cappuccino cannoli from Jimmy's in Liberty. So if you're ever in this area, that's where you got to go for some pastries. So absolutely a cannoli.
okay. Brittany?
I can do a cannoli, just no cherries.
No.
No cherries in that. No, nothing pink in that filling. I can do a cannoli.
All right. Zach?
I think a good cannoli is really good, but you don't get I think every now and again you get a good one, but it's tough. Sometimes they're, a lot of times they're soggy or, just too sweet or not sweet enough. But
Here's in the fillings gritty.
yeah, it's tough to beat a
Yeah,
really
not
good
bad.
one, though. It really is. I'll have to
But what-
check out Jimmy's next time I'm up in Liberty.
Oh yes, very good. You won't regret it.
But when that cannoli's on point, though, that's... But I will agree with Carlo. I do enjoy a biscotti every now and again. Get some coffee,
Mm-hmm.
So...
Now, are you a dunker or do you eat it separately?
Yes. I will do both. I've done both, yes. Anyway, it doesn't
Yes.
matter to me, yes. I've done it both. At family functions, you have to dunk it. I'll tell you that they will watch you. The older Italians in my family will watch you to make sure you're dunking it in the coffee. But, yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Well, when you come down for the Low Build Festival, you'll have to go to Jimmy's too because they have like 24 different flavors in their case of biscotti at any point.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm driving there right now for
Right.
like that sounds amazing. All right, Zach, we're going to end this with you. And once again, since we'll shameless plug for him here, since the wonderful manager of the podcast is getting married in a month basically from now, I'm pretty sure this question is for him. Should an Italian wedding play mostly Italian music? What are your thoughts, Zach?
So I don't think so. I think you got to sprinkle in a couple here and there. You're probably towards the end of the night. You're probably doing some more classical stuff. But I like to party at weddings. I think you gotta get the music going, get the dancing shoes on, and you gotta include it for sure. But I wouldn't say mostly.
Okay, Brittany.
Same answer. A little sprinkle here and there, but no, it's other people. You got other people there that might appreciate it, might think it's a little too much.
Okay, I get it, Andrea.
I think the dinner music, I've heard a lot of really like Italian dinner music when, everybody's greeting each other and whatnot. But then, when the party starts, you can't be fist bumping to, some authentic Italian music.
Some Italian polka.
Yeah.
Can't fist bump to That's Amore. It doesn't really come off the fist right. Carlo.
I'm in the same boat. I don't think it has to. At the end of the night, when you're starting to get people to tail out, maybe throw your Dean, and if you want to throw your extra music on, your Tony Bennett and such. But I don't think you have to have it throughout the entire wedding. This isn't the opening scene of The Godfather.
Okay. I can appreciate that, and I'm sure Fitty will appreciate that too as well, as he is trying to put the final touches on his wedding. And we're back to the tinfoil talk as she just came back in, my wife, at the end of the show here.
Why are there even two sides? Why can't we put it on both sides? We have the technology.
technology.
That
What the
pisses
fuck
me
does technology
off.
have to do with tinfoil?
You do you. Tell her you do you.
Now everyone's
whatever says
seeing
you want.
why Mike Bono does not need to write any comedy material
Well, it's just
because
bothering
I
me. Like,
get
no
it
fucking
in
party.
waves at my
Why
house.
is there a right or wrong
You
side?
should do
Put
a
it on
whole
the side
podcast
of
with a
both
cooking
sides.
show for
That's
her.
what I'm saying.
For like Italian food.
We're-
This
I
shit
think
she's
that-
learned by accident.
And they would save money by not having to print instructions on which side needs to be up or down.
Well, fucking take that up with the CEOs.
I am emailing Reynolds.
You
Rap
get
right
you
now.
get your
Fucking
poison
sue 'em.
pen out, sweetheart,
Sue 'em.
and you go
Sue
to
them
you
bitches.
go. All right, you're 14. Let's calm it down. Like,
Just sue them. We'll be rich. There's my cat. I'm throwing down the stairs.
now everyone sees why I'm such a bundle of joy all the time, and I got the persona, the angry white there he is. This is the
He loves me.
the 14-year-old that is bigger than me.
More muscle.
All right, fuck out of here.
See, this is never going to go on by 12. You're going to have to edit so much.
There's, I'm leaving it as is. The hell with it. There's just no way. This is
Authenticity, I like
this
it.
is there might be some volume changes, but after that, the hell with it. There were just Reynolds Raps getting the shout out in the Ride Home Rants podcast.
There you go.
Not a sponsor, but we're willing to listen. You know, if we're just to any opportunities. But that is going to do it for the Italian Roundtable episode of the Ride Home Rants podcast. I want to thank all of my guests, Carlo, Andrea, Zach, and Brittany. This was a lot of fun getting to sit down with my paisans and talk about all things Italian and learn a little bit more about them too as well. I will apologize for the interruptions, but I will also not apologize for the interruptions too, because that is what makes this podcast so great. As always, if you enjoyed the show, be a friend and tell a friend. If you didn't, tell them anyways. They might like it just because you didn't. That's going to do it for me, and I will see y'all next week. The Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Dubby Energy. Energy drinks made for gamers, streamers, and podcasters alike. For gamers, streamers, and podcasters alike. Go to the link in the description where you can find the best energy drinks out there. Less caffeine than a cup of coffee. Also, no jitters and no crash afterwards. Use the promo code Mike Bono and get yourself 10% off. Also, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by my favorite sponsor of the show, and that is Shankit Golf. Golf apparel made for the everyday golfer. We might not go out and shoot a 6 under par. We're probably going to shoot a 6 over par. But this is going to give us the gear that's going to help us rock it on and off of the course. Go to the link in the bio. Use the promo code Mike Bono and get yourself 10% off there as well.